Hey guys, so I know I'm supposed to be on holidays right now, but there's been some huge news with Qubic, and I just had to find a way to put out a video and explain to you what's been happening, as well as any other small updates that have been going on in the Qubic community. So let's get into that right now. So yeah, guys, any of you that have been looking at Qubic the last day or so probably noticed a huge spike in the price of Qubic. So there's a lot of buyers, a lot of interest in Qubic. Well, firstly, I want to say that this is going to be choppy and volatile, Qubic, as it's growing as a crypto asset. So don't be surprised if it's down a mile again tomorrow. Don't be surprised if it's down again a mile maybe in the next few weeks. But over time, it's going to go up a lot. And, I get a feeling it mightn't go a lot lower than this again, but I don't know that for a fact. We'll have to see what happens. But what's the reason for this price increase? Well, there's so many reasons for it, but the main reason I think was that some people knew the big news that was coming and was announced today, which was that we finally got our tier 2 listing on gate.io. So Qubic announced this themselves around 5 or 6 hours ago, and they said that Qubic will be listed on Gate.io, one of the world's top crypto exchanges with over 12 million users, and then they gave the listing details here. Now, this is a big deal, and you mightn't realize how big of a deal it is yet, but this is going to make Qubic get way more mainstream adoption. I mean, a lot of people that have been sidelined already and wants to buy Qubic are going to be able to buy it now. But then as the Qubic price increases on an exchange like this, it's going to attract more mainstream interest from, major influencers. Like, for example, I've a small YouTube channel, a small Twitter. I'm already one of the main influencers on Qubic. But I can already see the community blowing up, and, people are surpassing me already. But soon there's going to be YouTubers and people on Twitter or on Instagram that have hundreds of thousands of followers posting about this project and building out the community. And the community is already so strong, this project. People are really, really attached to it. I can see this being huge. And just with this listing, this is the first of many. I'll explain that in a few minutes, but it's going to get way bigger than this. So that's really exciting news. That's the news we've been waiting for. It took a little while to happen, but you're going to be able to deposit your Qubic onto Gate.io by the 8th of May, and you're going to be able to buy Qubic by the 9th of May on Gate.io. So then, let's just see some other news. So then just on the first meme coin that's been launched on the Qubic network, which is CFB, Crypto Phoenix. By the way, great Twitter X account. Really recommend following him on Twitter and X for loads of information on Qubic, Tau, and Cas, and just whatever you're into. He's brilliant, or she. I don't know. He or she is brilliant. But anyway, they said that as I got lots of questions around CFB, the first meme on Qubic, let me share what I know. On the 15th of May, there will be a snapshot on the Qubic wallets. All users were at this point in time, I'm not sure what it means, but anyway, wallet is at least 1 month old, and wallet has at least holds 30 million Qubic at the time of the snapshot. Okay, I get what he means. So by the 15th of May, someone's wallet needs to be 1 month old, so they need to have a web wallet set up, and the wallet needs to hold 30 million Qubic at the time of the snapshot, and that's how you get your Qubic, your CFB airdrop. They're eligible to receive tokens. The amount received depends on the size of the Qubic held in the wallet, so it's proportional to the amount of Qubic that you hold. The tokens will be received either via airdrop or by claiming them. Important note, it seems that central exchange wallets do not classify, so only Qubic wallets. And then what was interesting is Q Silver posted soon after and just responded and said that it'll be a claim drop, so you have to claim this airdrop. It's not going to just get dropped to you. You have to go and claim it. And then he said that he's also working on a way that people who did not make a local wallet before April 15th can qualify, which would be great. So people who hold Qubic but don't actually have a self-custody wallet might be able to get this airdrop yet. But if you're not self-custody, you don't have a self-custody wallet, go to Qubic.org and to wallets and create a web wallet and hold your Qubic there, because you're insane if you're holding it on an exchange. It's very risky. But that's exciting anyway. Let's see how successful this CFB meme is. It could be huge, just with the timing of its launch and with the timing of Qubic exploding, hopefully. So then some more information. Just see this person, Sisu Reborn, said, this is turning out to be absolutely wild. How is this not 10xing in short order? Talking about Qubic here. QXDEX, as we know, that's the decentralized exchange that's been built in Qubic. Still in a very early stage, this DEX as well. They're building the user interface, and that DEX is going to be very user-friendly soon. So that's a really exciting development. Then the central exchange listings like Gate.io, and then of course the huge news that Microsoft is yet again speaking at the Qubic event, and so is HSBC, and their AI leaders are speaking at the Qubic event. Now, join the dots yourself. Qubic, an open source artificial intelligence platform that any of these companies can use, and they're speaking at these events. I mean, they're leaders in artificial intelligence with these companies. I mean, they're like, why would they not be using Qubic, or at least not experimenting with using Qubic? So it's super exciting times. And then Braver Crypto said, remember when Qubic passed 11k per billion, which is only a while ago? He said the next leg up, in my opinion, is going to be more than double that. Be ready. And he also said, really hard to not see Qubic 5x to 10x over the next few months. If you're not holding this crypto yet, I don't know then what to tell you. Totally agree with this again. Look, as you know, I'm getting more and more bullish on Qubic. If you watch some of my earlier videos, I was questioning things, not entirely sure of everything, but I've just become so bullish. I find it hard. I know it's possible that any crypto cannot, that can fail or not be successful. I just don't see how this isn't going to be at least moderately successful. And what I mean by that is hitting, 5 or 10 billion market cap. But I think the sky's the limit too. But who knows? But I have to agree with this term here. So Qubic did pass that 11k per billion. Then it had a huge drop off in line with the rest of the crypto market. But also, the reason stuff like that happens is because whales buy up a load of crypto and then they slowly sell it off. And then, people start to lose faith in the project. They slowly sell it off. The price drops and it hits a new support level. So when it pumped to 11k per billion last time, it pumped from 2,000 or around 2,000 or $2,000 per billion up to that 11k very quick. And then it dropped to about 4,000. And once it hit that 4,000 mark, it's pumping again. Most likely, I don't know this for a fact, but most likely whales are jumping in again. They're going to pump it up quite high, maybe up to 20k per billion. And then the price will dump a bit again, and it's going to go through that phase. And at the same time, it's going to be gaining more and more mainstream adoption from these exchange listings, from the community growing. So I still think it's a great time to buy Qubic. I'm not saying that in the short term it might drop a bit in value, but long term, and when I say long term, I mean a year, I think this is going to pump quite a lot. Again, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm not some genius or anything like that, but I just think joining the dots together, that's what it looks like for me. I think we're super early on this. So then I just got to put a post up on Twitter, and I just said Qubic price action has warmed up a lot. I've been noticing way more people posting about Qubic and way more Qubic influencers. So this is a big thing that I'm noticing on Twitter and YouTube. Initially, I got in quite early, and I was posting, and I felt like I was one of the real early posters on this. But now I'm seeing this person popping up, this person popping up, this person's talking about it, and suddenly it's getting harder for me to get views and get interest, But I'm hoping that bit of a interest that I've built at the start of this YouTube channel and the start of my Twitter, I'm hoping I can keep that interest and those people with me. And as Qubic blows up the way I think it will, my channel and my Twitter can blow up with it, and I can, have all those successes. But it's great anyway to see the community growing and people becoming really interested. And then I named some things that have just happened lately. So as we said, the QX launched successfully, and so many people were saying this isn't going to launch. It took a month longer than expected, and people were like, oh, this is showing this project doesn't work. But it's launched successfully, and now in the testing, it's proving the speed and low cost that people said Qubic was capable of, and it looks like it's going to blow other dexes out of the water. And then, of course, we got our cold wallet storage with the, I think it's called Hashkey, Hashgraph. Let me see, did I have the name there? No, anyway, but I can't even remember the name off the top of my head of their cold storage wallet. But that was a big deal as well. Something that people didn't think was coming either. Then My Last Match is going to be the first game to launch on the Qubic network. So we're going to have computer games launching on the Qubic network. There's going to be a large token burn coming soon because those tokens are going to need to be burned to launch this app for My Last Match. And according to Sergey Ivancheglo, it's going to be, so the QX burn was 10.5 trillion, I think. Qubic were burned for that launch. I think for that IPO, it's called. I think for the My Last Match IPO, he's been saying that he expects a larger burn than QX. So maybe we'll see 12 trillion Qubic burn. So imagine overnight, 12 million Qubic just disappearing, into thin air. What's going to happen to the price of your Qubic? Just overnight, it's going to go up, 10% or more in value just overnight. So that's going to be a huge thing for people who are holding Qubic, but it's also going to be a huge reason for people to come and buy more Qubic. Then we see there's the Gate.io listing, which is at the time I made this post, I said it's coming this week. So yeah, it's coming now on the 9th of May. That's a really big deal. More central exchange listings are coming soon. That's a really, really big deal to note. Then the Change listing is coming soon because Change wants to partner with Qubic, so that'll be a decentralized exchange. And then Agart, as Sergey Ivancheglo was sharing earlier this week, is developing all the time. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's developing all the time, and that's the really, really, really big deal and game changer right there. So then I said this project is still way undervalued, and it's still a great time to buy some Qubic, in my opinion. I think, of course, it might bounce up and down for a while, which again, I think it's going to see a lot of volatility. But in a year, I think a price like this will be a distant memory and we'll never see it this low again. Nothing's ever guaranteed in crypto, but I think this is as close as it gets to something being guaranteed. So yeah, I want to reiterate that again because I'm not some crypto genius. I'm not someone who you should be taking extreme financial advice off. But I'm telling you what I'm doing is I'm reading all this information, following Qubic like crazy, and it just looks very, very undervalued for a layer 1 or layer 0, as they say, coming into a bull market. I think it's going to blow up, but it's not guaranteed. I don't know that for definite. Do your own research and only invest what you think's possible. But I think it's a great investment. I really think it is. And then NATO or NATO, who's another good Twitter to follow. He just said that it will be a domino effect for central exchange listings for Qubic. Now that most of the technical issues have been resolved, it should be easier to get listed on other exchanges. A lot of work to do. While the devs let us as a community put pressure on these exchanges to list. Huge deal again. And really important thing to say is that once one exchange has fallen, which is like Gate.io, you're going to see the other ones, probably MEXC next. You're going to see all these exchanges listing Qubic, and then all those tier 2s will list, and then you'll see a tier 1 list, and next thing it could be on Binance by the end of this year. So it's really, really big deal. And this was the issue for Qubic, was because it's such a unique, firstly because it's a layer 1, so it's completely its own code. and because it's such a unique project, it was hard for exchanges to list it because they needed to do some special coding for it. But now that one has done it, they can kind of, to some extent, copy and paste what they've done onto other exchanges. And those exchange listings are going to be such a big deal, and I'm going to say it again, because of the exposure it's going to give to Qubic. Now, in the short term, those exchange listings might make the price of Qubic drop. Maybe that's why there's buys happening right now. People are buying Qubic, in anticipation of people jumping into it when these exchange listings happen, and they're going to dump their Qubic on them. That's probably a good chance that that's what's going to happen. But long term, way more people are going to get exposure to Qubic. They're going to start hearing about it. When Qubic has a pump, it's going to start showing up as one of the highest pumping cryptos on each platform. You're going to get huge influencers talking about it, and already you can see some bigger influencers talking about Qubic. It's going to become a household name, and it's possible it could pump to a top 10 crypto. But even top 30 crypto would be amazing in the bull run. And then we go on to Q Silver, who again I'm always talking about now. And if you don't follow this guy on Twitter, I really recommend following him, because he's so much great information. And this is the developer who's building Q Wallet, building the user interface for QX, who's going to be adding liquidity pools for Qubic, and it's building out all that infrastructure. And just an important note that he said over here, the community support has been amazing. Q Wallet fundraiser continues, but already there's enough to complete the Q Wallet and more. Working on nice extra bonuses. Also, Q team is forming from Qubic lovers with special skills and assets. All are helping make Qubic better, and this is amazing. So there's been so much investment, because this guy, a guy or girl, needed to do a lot of work, obviously, on the development end, and they needed to get paid and needed some way to complete the project, because they're just a community member launching this. So they were asking people to donate funds, and as far as I know, it was something like 29 billion Qubic were donated to this project, and they've already got enough Qubic to complete the Q Wallet and do a lot more work than they even initially anticipated. And this shows the community that's behind Qubic is second to none for small cap or mid cap projects. The only other project I see like this, with a community like this, is CAS. And then you're going on to top 10 projects to see communities that are like this. He also said that he's been approached by several projects to help them with their tokens. And he said that you'll make a claim drop system to help semi-automate the token distribution. I do not charge for my services, but I would only ask the Q Wallet holders get some percentage of the tokens. So he's basically saying that people who've donated are going to get a percentage of tokens that are going to be launched. But what's a really big deal here again is that what this means is that several projects are looking to list on Qubic, and Q Silver is trying to help them do that. So that's just another big deal right there. And then he said here, if you ask why Qubic is the best crypto for meme tokens, the answer is because there is no gas cost, and you can trade 200 Q worth tokens for 1 Q. So 200 Q worth of 200,000 Q worth for 1K Q total cost. That is trading $1 worth for half a penny. So transactions are built into Qubic, microtransactions. So basically he's saying that you can make microtransactions on the Qubic network, and that's why it's built perfectly for meme coins, and why Qubic should be the number one network for meme coins. I don't know if that's true, but it sounds good. It's obviously a great network for it anyway. And then he said, I wonder if it is a coincidence that after people realize Qubic can do meme coins better than any other crypto, the price goes up 30%. Definitely seems to be some of the case anyway. Another part of the case is the Gate.io listings and just all the general good news that's around Qubic right now. So that is all I have got for you today, guys. I'm going to really at least try and go on my holiday now. and I'll be back not this Tuesday, the following Tuesday, but I'll be still posting on Twitter as much as I can, and if you want updates, just check me out there. And maybe if something incredibly important happens, I'll try to find a way to make another video. But that's it, guys, and I'll see you all on the outside.